It's now time for Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of the staff nor the management of KWN TV 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Now, let's go Around Town on KWN TV 7.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Around Town. I'm Cheryl. This is not Ann or Monda. This is John Barr from Silent Word Ministries. He was on the show to be a guest today, and he brought a friend, but I said, you know what, Ann's not here, so...
Yep, sure enough.
Kind of roped him into it.
Yeah, last minute thing, we're glad to do it.
I appreciate it. Like I said, well, we got your segment coming up, so let's kind of talk about what's going on around town.
Okay.
You know, we had the big Small Business Expo this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it was a great turnout.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It was. I had like 75 pictures with Santa. Have you heard about the Silver Bells?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Sandra Gray and Christy Smith have started a thing for Silver Bells. You know, Christmas is always geared around the children. Mm-hmm. Well, they decided to do for the elderly, for the forgotten elderly and the elderlies that are in homes that don't necessarily get Christmas every year.
Yeah.
So they have over 70 bags.
Wow.
To take around to the elderly.
That's awesome.
I know, it's awesome. So I set up an ornament table, and all the kids that came through that wanted to made ornaments that are going to go in the bags.
Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah. So it turned out really good.
That'll
really
be a joy to those folks.
It will. One little boy was like, I want to take mine. I said, listen, this is going to somebody that doesn't get Christmas. You know, I said, you're making this for somebody to make them smile. And he was like, okay.
That's a good thing for kids to learn.
Yeah, it really is. It is. One of the greatest things that I think for my kids was I am a member at Parkway Baptist in Fort Oglethorpe, and they have an angel tree, and we always got a boy name and a girl name, and then those kids from the orphanage came for a breakfast, and I made my boys sit there and watch them open their gifts, and to see a kid hug a pair of shoes. And to hug a jacket. Yeah. I mean, my boys were crying.
Most kids have no idea.
Yeah, they take for granted. Yeah. And my kids were like, we don't need nothing this year, you know, after seeing that.
Right,
so
right.
I think it's good for the kids to have to give.
Well, it's good for all of us to recognize that, you know, there are a lot of people that don't have things we have.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and we may not have a whole lot, but we've got a lot more than some others.
You've always got a little bit to give.
You do.
And what I try to tell everybody, that it's not about money. Time is priceless.
That's right.
Time is priceless. Y'all have your newsletter that it's every other month.
Yep, Silent Word newspaper.
And you fold and stuff envelopes.
Got a copy of that right here.
Yeah.
That's this is what we put out.
They print it and everything right here in Dade County.
Well, we actually have the Chattanooga Times Free Press print it for us.
For Dade County. There you go.
Yeah, but we actually put it all together right here at the Silent Word Ministries office, and it takes about 2 weeks, and then at the end we have volunteers come in and help us assemble that and put the labels on it and put it in the packets. And
right.
Yeah, we send out about 11,000 of those.
It is amazing just to go watch the process. I brought my son there.
Yes.
And I kind of laughed because, you know, we were in this room and the bathroom door's right over here, and he went over there and he knocked on the door and he just stood there.
Yeah.
And he looked over at me. I said, you think they could hear you?
No. If the door's locked, that's your cue.
I said, you think they heard you? He went,
well, it's hard for people to realize, deaf people, they don't hear anything. they don't, and they use their eyes only.
Right.
It's a hard adjustment to make for us hearing folks.
Yeah, go to a hearing but it was great because Wesley was like, Mom. I said, I know, it's the little things like that you don't think about.
Well, we were in an RV for many years, and we had a deaf guy travel with us one summer, and he went in the restroom and was taking a shower and all that stuff, and he had left some clothing outside that he needed. And it's like, okay, what do I do here? And I didn't want to go into so the door really couldn't be locked real well. So I just took my hand and went like that, and finally he tapped me on the, and I stuck in there what he needed.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, it's different.
I told Wes, I said, well, if it's locked, if they don't lock the door, that's their fault.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had our Small Business Expo, then we had Christmas in the Park, and Matt Mayfield from State Farm was there. He gave out free hot dogs to everybody that needed one.
My goodness.
There is a new church that's getting established here called Life Church.
North of town, isn't it?
See, I wasn't even sure
I think
where
it is.
was.
I think it is.
Well, they were having, after the parade, it's called Pancakes and Power Bombs. Free pancakes, and you get to watch a wrestling match.
Oh.
Like the whole show. So the church that normally does our hot chocolate was not able to do it this year, and I didn't find out till late. Well, this guy, Tommy, calls me Friday. He said, is there anything last minute that we can do to help?
Oh. There's always something last minute, isn't there?
So they went out and bought the stuff to keep the water hot, bought the hot chocolate, and they had one of the wrestlers there giving out hot chocolate to people. So
Yeah.
it really turned out great. And then the parade's supposed to start at 6. I get called at 4 o'clock. Cheryl, there's a train blocking North and South Industrial Boulevard. Our parade starts at North Industrial Boulevard and winds through to South Industrial Boulevard. When Nicole Blevins jumped up, she said, we can do this. She said, we'll get everybody rerouted. Well, I still had 2 floats stuck behind. And yeah, I don't need them to call right now. And Jeff Hartline got a hold of me. He said, look, he said, we will get back there. We will give them a police escort, however, which direction we need to take them to get them out of there. And at 5:55, the train pulled out.
Wow.
But everybody was so willing to jump up and help.
It's neat to see teamwork in the community like that.
It is, and it's so, I wanted to cry. I'm not a crier. I don't cry, but this and Trick or Treat Alley are like our biggest events of the year. And that one, I won't say little glitch, that was a big glitch.
Oh, yes.
So I tell them, I said, I'm calling Norfolk next year. They're going to have our schedule, and they are going to know
That you need the train track.
I need the train tracks on December 8th at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it really turned out good,
That's good.
and everything just, it fell into place like it needed to. So
Sure.
we do have a contest going on right now called City Lights, and that is for all of the storefronts to decorate. The winner is going to get a huge Thomas Kincaid trophy.
Wow.
And they get to keep it in their store year round, and then next year we compete for it again.
Okay.
So
So it moves from store to store, year to year.
yep. Hopefully it does, because I want more people to get involved in it,
Don't
not
want
just
one person to win all the time.
every year.
Well.
Yeah, so. And speaking of winners, the winners of the parade, of course, the theme this year was a Disney Christmas. The Tiki Elves got first place, 5th year running first place. But they've got fire on their float, and
Hard
it's
to
hard to
compete
beat.
with that, isn't it?
it is.
Well,
and
it's nice
and
to see, though.
Ryan Faircloth kind of headed this group, and he told me, he said, I want to get beat. He said, I want to know somebody's putting as much into it as we are. Their 5K run that they have every year, they raised right at $1,100 for the Silver Bells.
Wow.
So
That's fantastic.
that was awesome.
Yes.
Second place was the Boy Scouts. They had a Jungle Book float. And third place was a Frozen float, and I don't have the name of that person yet, but I will have it because I've got the video. You know,
Yeah.
got to cheat a little bit every now and then. But Joey McCormick was the judge, and if you want a lot of candy, stand by the judge
Because the
at a
judges get
parade.
it.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it's because they got a chance to throw something at him.
Or is it bribery?
Bribery. Thank you for letting me go.
Could be. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, he was sitting there going, "Yeah, I freed him." I know. You know, you know. So it's one of those things. It turned out really good, though.
Yeah.
But and we discussed before we started about an idea for them afloat next year. So I really hope we can pull this off.
Hope we can, yeah.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
I really do.
Yeah.
We have day discount days going on right now. Day discount day started the 9th, and it goes all the way through December 22nd. There are several locations throughout town. They are marked. You can go in, you can save stuff. They've got special prices on items, and you get in a drawing. Everywhere you go, it's free to register. You get in a drawing. We are giving away, they are, the Greater Day Business Owners Association, thousands in prizes. There's groceries, and I don't know if there's gas this year, so I don't want to say that, but I think there's like NASCAR tickets and grills and the stuff that people have donated to the businesses is
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Promoting local businesses. Buy it here.
Right. Shop small. And that's, that's
Support
the
Dade County.
catchphrase,
Yeah.
shop small. We did have some questions about our business expo about Chattanooga Florist was there, and we had some groups out of Alabama, but that's great. There should be no question because Chattanooga patrons here and we patron Chattanooga. Alabama patrons here, we patron Alabama,
We like to see people come in and bring their cash and buy things and do
Exactly.
things here.
Because we go to them and buy things and do things
Sure,
there. So
sure.
I think it was excellent that they participated and they brought stuff in. So, it was great. All right, January 15th through the 19th. I took this sign language class.
You did. Yes,
did.
I remember you did that, and you came out signing.
I did.
Yes.
I had classes in the past, but it had been 25 years ago. I don't get to see my little deaf friend that I had growing up on a regular basis, and you forget a lot.
You do. If you don't use it, you lose it, like everything else.
Exactly.
It's a language.
Exactly. And there was some signs that kind of had changed. Like I learned this was car. And
That
now
is
they're
one
doing
sign.
this.
That's one sign for car. You know, this
So-
is like an English sign for car, really,
Right.
the English language, and then this is what we call American Sign Language.
Well, I like Lamborghinis, so my sign name is this.
Oh, there you go. You can't beat that.
That's my sign name.
Lamborghini, all right.
So, tell us about
Yeah.
the class. Tell
The
us about
sign language class is it's open to the community. Anybody can come, and we teach it at Silent Word Ministries. We're over by the Dade County High School, between there and Woodhaven, and it's Monday through Friday, every night. I know some people have church on Wednesday nights and all that. We go ahead and meet Wednesday nights, and if you can come, it'll be helpful to you. And then by Friday, we have deaf people come, and we have a little fellowship with food and all of that, and you can use your newfound sign language with
Yeah.
them. The person will learn about 400 signs, and you can bring your questions. It's not just signs we decide to teach, but you can bring your questions and say, how do you sign this? How do you sign this? And
Right,
you can
right.
learn a lot of different things.
It is amazing, and to see how quick the kids pick it up, because there were quite a few kids that were there. Kids are a sponge.
Yes.
You know. We are going to have some demonstrations here in a little bit. You have someone with you. I forget his name. I'm horrible. with
Alan
names.
Snare.
Alan Snare, guys.
yes.
Let me tell you about Alan Snare. His story, even though my sign language is limited and there were people there that were just learning, you hear his story. You can see his story. You can hear it. And that's the crazy part. You can hear it. And, I mean, you want to cry. It's just amazing how this comes to you. And then John is going to be telling the story.
In sign language without any voice, well, you're going to do
I'm
the
going
voice.
to try to voice it because,
Yeah.
it's, you know, I watched it during our class, and you did something. I remember I was the one that first caught you spelled out lumberjack.
Yes.
Because I remember lumberjack going. I was sitting there watching you, and I didn't want to jump up with everybody, and I was like, well, lumberjack, you know.
It just made sense, didn't it?
It did,
Yeah.
and you learn that once you see certain letter combinations, you know, that it makes a word.
Sure.
So,
And sign language is much more than just the letters, but you have to have that for certain words
Yeah.
to express them. Yeah,
and your
so.
face, and that's why we're going to be taking away this table, and we're going to have you're going to see body language. That is the most important thing to me. If you see the way these guys talk, with him, you don't really have to know sign language, and you could tell what he was saying because of his body language.
It's expressive.
Yeah.
Well, sign language is a visual language, and so it uses, it's not put together like English at all. It's
Right.
very, very different. And so everything has to be seen clearly, and a lot of hearing people can pick up on it. I think you might not be able to voice it like you would interpret it or something,
right.
but you can understand a lot of things.
You know, even with what I'm like, I could sign the way I talk because I know what signs I know how to use, and I can get my conversation across. Reading it is a whole.
That's
new
what most
ballgame.
everybody else says too. Yeah.
Reading it is a whole new ball game. So then we had, but first before he comes up, before we do that, we've got Georgia Northwestern going to come up and talk about their classes. They've got might be some stuff that y'all can utilize as well. So it'll
Yep,
be great.
yep.
We got a full show, so we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Wishing bountiful blessings to you and yours, and hoping you have a happy and safe holiday season. These wishes from John Emmett, attorney at law. Merry Christmas to you and yours from the family of John Emmett, attorney at law.
It's Christmas time on the mountain, and Dobbins Supermarket has got Christmas savings. Sugardale whole hams, just $1.59 a pound. Split chicken breast, $1.29 a pound. Hormel Black Label Bacon, 2 pounds for only $7. 10 pounds of breaded chicken fingers, only $15.99. Surefine dinner rolls, 12 count, just 99 cents. Fryer leg quarters, only 89 cents. And 2-liter Coke products, 99 cents. Merry Christmas from the family at Dobbins Supermarket.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College is now accepting applications for classes. We offer programs in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 campus locations with financial aid options as well. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Drop by one of our campuses today or check us out at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Get focused. Get hired.
WFLI presents a Tennessee Valley Christmas with Grammy-nominated Back Home.
But I know the angels sing.
Robbie Hopkins.
Lord have mercy, she's countryer than me.
And other special guests. Mark your calendars for Tuesday, December 12th at 7 p.m. at the Colonnade in Ringgold. WFLI presents a Tennessee Valley Christmas. It's a special night to benefit the Chattanooga Area Food Bank. A Tennessee Valley Christmas with Grammy-nominated Back Home.
Yeah, God has shown that they love me in Birmingham.
Robbie Hopkins.
You think he loves you, but he doesn't love you.
And other special guests. Keep listening to 1070 WFLI for your chance to win tickets. A Tennessee Valley Christmas, Tuesday night, December 12th, 7 p.m. at the Colonnade in Ringgold. A special night to benefit the Chattanooga Area Food Bank. Presented by 1070 WFLI. On the heels of another great Small Business Expo, Day Discount Days is underway. It's your chance during the Christmas season to win super prizes from a number of businesses in the Dade County area. Shop local and win big. Now through December 22nd, shop the merchants in Dade County displaying the Day Discount Day signs. While shopping at those locations, be sure to register and win your part of thousands of dollars in gift certificates and prizes. Day Discount Days now through December 22nd. Look for the red and yellow Day Discount Day signs or see the ad in the Mountain Valley Independent at discoverdade.com and find out where you can go for Day Discount Days.
All right, we are back again, and we have Miss Cassie Blevins here. So she is talking about an open house. They have a work program that is absolutely great. I don't know how kids aren't jumping in it with 2 feet. You know, I'm just saying it's just such good experience. It's a good resume builder, you know. It's work experience. But y'all are having an open house.
We sure are. We've actually got the same location, but then we've also expanded. So we're opening this up in January. It's going to be January 9th, and then it's just going to be 3 hours from 9 to 12. This will give our community an opportunity to come in, see us, hear about us, and hear about some upcoming dates. We're really excited because we just sent out some letters. We're trying to get the word out. So if you or anyone you know, this is just a really good time to come out and hear and learn about us because we've got so much to offer. Like Cheryl was just saying, I don't know why no one would not take advantage of the opportunity because we have a lot of free things to offer to our community in this Dade County, Walker County, Chattooga, Catoosa, and Floyd. So we've got a large service area that we do open up to. So this open house will be talking about our work experience. We've also got other programs we'll be talking about. Stay tuned for next week.
Yeah, when everybody will be up here.
So we'll be having more things to be talking about next week, but our work experience we're talking about today, and we're going to be starting that. Anyone who's eligible and can start work on the 16th of January, and then our orientation will be the 10th and 11th, 2 days before, the week before that. So those are some of our important dates again.
And the eligibility requirements.
Eligibility requirements. They're very particular. They kind of put us in a box, I guess I would say. One, you have to be out of high school or have your GED. And then 2, you have to be 18 to 24. And 3, you'd have to be unemployed, looking for work in this community in Dade County. You have to be a Georgia resident. They're particular on that.
Yeah.
So,
that's the only thing that doesn't go tri-state with us.
Right.
Is the work program.
Right. So we kind of stick with the counties, and that's a little bit more simplicity, you know. But that's kind of narrowing it down a little bit. You know, just low income, 18 to 24, have your high school diploma, looking for work. You make $8 an hour, so it's more than minimum wage because that's $7.25. And then you can work up to 40 hours a week. We've had participants that we've placed with Cheryl, and they've worked.
They have.
And so they're learning a lot of experience, different things, firsthand, working with the community, the public, clerical tasks with Cheryl.
Yeah, that was the thing that I had noticed the most, that kids aren't learning in school today, like I learned growing up, how to address an envelope. You know, small things like that. Or I was raised when you answer the phone or when you call someone, this is Cheryl, may I speak to so-and-so? That's not something that's just normally taught in school now.
Right.
So interaction skills is real big when you come to work with me. I'm real big on teaching you how to talk to people on the phone because that's a lot of the work today. I mean, that's really important, is communication. the addressing the envelope thing, I almost cried, because that was part of our class. There's so much that can be learned for these kids, and it's not every guy, not every girl is cut out to work in industrial or cut out to do, some people need a desk job. Some people are good at the desk job,
Yeah.
And to me, this is awesome. I mean,
Yeah, and it could be male, female, and we've got different locations also in the community. But some, males are better at clerical tasks than some females could be. So either way, but we are looking for those who want to work. So there should be no excuse for anyone who doesn't have a job. So if you do not have a job, you can always call us. But we are, starting our new orientation in January, which we're still taking participants now. So if you've got someone that you know, or if you are looking for a job, you can contact us or contact Cheryl directly, and then she can
I
get
can
you
get
our
you in
contact.
touch with them.
Yeah.
Now, is this different or separate, and I'm sure it is, from the WIOA program?
We are youth WIOA.
Okay.
So that's how we get our funding, through the commissioner's office in Rome. They pay the wages, the $8 an hour up to $40 a week. So that's us.
Okay.
That's who we are.
With the WIOA, and I know this from my own sons, is you can go to lineman school.
Yeah.
They recently just accepted the CLP program, which is huge. Guys, girls, CLP is a 6-week class. You come out making $60,000 a year is what you're looking at making after 6 weeks of school.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Why is there I hear people all the time, I try to get people in there, and they all say, well, I'm afraid of heights. For $60,000 a year, I can get over that,
Definitely.
And Luke, I'll use Luke as an example. Luke came through the school. He's working in Miami, Florida. Through Irma, at 20 years old, he was making $3,600 a week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he was down there during the hurricanes.
Yes, guys,
That's awesome.
15 weeks for ELP, 6 weeks for CLP. It's how can you even stumble across thinking about that? This is what's good about. They give you a chance, and it gives you an opportunity.
Yeah, our program, the ITA, the individual training account, pays for that. But we can also, give you something. We can give you a job in something that you're interested in, something that you thought, okay, this would be something I would like to go to school for. We can try it out in our work program. If we don't have a site, we can create one. We've got employers that are calling me left and right every day saying, hey, do you have anyone that is ready to work?
I could probably scream out 5 or 10 just from right here. Yeah.
We would love to have some people that want to work and have good employees, or we can teach you some skills if you didn't gain them from your previous employer. So it's not that if you've never worked before, you can come in at any point. If you just got laid off, or if you've worked in the past 2 months ago, you can still come in. Or if you've never worked before and you just graduated high school, you would be the perfect candidate for the program. So we've got a lot to offer and teach you.
Now, of course, one of the requirements is a high school diploma or a GED. If they don't have their GED, y'all can get them their GED to get them started in the program.
Yes, and that's what we're going to be highlighting most next week, so you'll have a lot more details to that. And then if you're interested, you can still come to January 9th, that Tuesday, and you can learn more about the GED program, learn more about the work experience. So you can come to our open house. We'll have refreshments. You'll be at the campus. You can see our office. You can apply there then at that time. You can get everything you need then. If not, you can call us beforehand and just get information before the holidays. So
that, it's absolutely great, guys. It's Youth Success Academy, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Tuesday, January 9th. That's a month from yesterday. Month from Saturday, excuse me. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right, 706-764-3783 is the number if you need to call. If you just want to go in, be there between 9 and 12, 265 Bicentennial Trail, and that's in Rock Spring, Georgia, 30739. I'm sure y'all have had lots of success stories from kids that have gone through this.
And we have some of them come and speak to our classrooms. We highlight them. We have one employer that says, I wish I could have another Paul. I really want this Paul. Well, now he's like a co-owner of another company. So, he really grew through the program. He tells other people about it. He's actually got several friends and family that's came through the program. So the success stories are also what's helping our program and promote it.
Word of mouth, yeah.
It is. So, you know, that's really rewarding to us, and that's why we really enjoy our jobs, because we can help other people. So we want more success stories. We want more of those calls. We want more people if we can get them. So
That
we'd
is
be thrilled
awesome.
to get tons of calls right now if we can. That's why we're here. So we
Overwhelm them. Overwhelm them. Like,
Yeah, you can't give us too many calls. It's not a thing.
but we want you to try. We really want you to try. You know, a lot of the kids that are coming out, and I hear this, from a lot of the kids saying, well, I don't want to work fast food. Here's your chance.
Yeah, we will not place you in fast food.
Yeah.
The commissioner's office wants us to give you another opportunity. So this is the chance. This is the opportunity where you can go work in an office setting. You can go work possibly in some kind of maintenance position or welding position. It's, you know, you've got anything at your fingertips. It's really just something that you want to do. And if you're not sure, we can help you, guide you. We've got an aptitude test we can also give you, and that will tell you a little bit more about yourself. If you're not sure and you're indecisive, we can help you with that, and then also gear you towards college. So that's our main goal. We want the community, you know, this is your future here.
Yeah.
So, you know, we want the best in you.
You know, I can remember going back to the 8th grade. We had a place come in, and we had to take this test. And then it came back with the top 10 jobs that they thought that you would be good for. And my top job in the 8th grade came back as an embalmer.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh my gosh, how nasty. Why would anybody want to do that? I want to be a veterinarian. That was nowhere on the list. Psychologist was nowhere on the list, you know. But the older I got, I really should have done that, because that's what I would like to be doing now. I mean, I really would.
Yeah.
To me, it's a huge give back to people, because your job as a mortician, if you do a good job, mom and dad rest easier at night, and family, you know. That the tests work, and listen to them. They work, because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I should have done it. I really should have done that.
And it's an aptitude interest test. So it'll tell you what you're interested in now, and then it'll tell you what you're good at. And then we'll give that to you. We pay for it, so it's, you know, that free test. It's called CareerScope. So every participant that comes in our program has to take it. So that's just an extra thing that you get for being in the Youth Success Academy. That's just a perk. So anything that we provide, it's free.
It's amazing,
Yeah, nothing you have to pay for. So it's really nice. And then you can always come back and use this as a resource. Like next week, we're having Express Employment come. And so that's another opportunity for jobs. If you don't want in the program and you want to make a little bit more industrial type positions, which again, Cheryl said that's not for everyone. So, you know, it just depends on you, what you want to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
That's
I hope
great.
you're doing the best that you can be, you know, use your full potential. You know, if you're not doing that, reach out to somebody, go ask someone, find someone that's a mentor to you that you look up to, ask them questions, and they can guide you, and hopefully you can be that mentor to someone else and share this opportunity for them. If it's not, you know, presented in that age range, if you're not fit for that, somebody else may be fit for this.
Now let me ask you this, because I don't know, you know, about this for sure, because our county we have a huge trustee program. A lot of these trustees, they don't have, you know, their GED, or they haven't graduated. They are within the guidelines. Would they still be eligible to come take part in the program? What are the guidelines on someone with a past?
If they are 16 to 24, they can apply to our program, the Youth Success Academy. It's the Youth WOA. They do have the adult education that's for anyone older than that. So we do have that, and you have a site here in Dade County that can go into that adult education. So.
Well, I know Vanguard will hire even, you know, if they have a felony background, because they're about giving second chances.
yeah.
And I just didn't, you know, that's awesome.
We will.
Yeah.
We definitely will in our work program and in the Youth Success Academy. So.
Okay.
We do take those and give a second chance.
You have a second chance. This is, you know, it's awesome. It's awesome. So one more time, tell them where to call or where to go. And
you can call 706-764-3783, and that's at the Youth Success Academy at Georgia Northwestern Technical College.
Awesome. Well, thank you again,
You're so
and we'll
welcome.
see you next week.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll be here, and you'll be able to find this on the Dade County Chamber Facebook page. And I'm trying to get our website up 100% by January 1st. So it should be there too. Thank you, guys. We'll be right
Thank you.
back.
The family of Georgia State Representative John Deffenbaugh, proudly serving the state of Dade and portions of Walker County, wish you and yours the very best this Christmas as you gather with family and friends. Merry Christmas from the family of Georgia State Representative John Deffenbaugh.
Real people, steel people. Professionals demand dependability on the job. Homeowners expect long-lasting value. And servicing steel dealers provide friendly, knowledgeable support. Right now, steel blowers start at just $139.95. And steel chainsaws start at just $179.95. Get yours now, only at your local steel dealer. Visit steeldealers.com or search STIHL.
When it comes to Christmas shopping, all roads lead to Eider at the Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District. Right now, get 10% off all Pelican coolers and tumblers, 10% off all Traeger pellet grills and accessories, and 10% off all seasonings and sauces. At the Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District, get 90 days same as cash, financing available, plus free 60-day layaway for Christmas with just 10% down. And remember, we service what we sell. Take the Hammondville exit off I-59 right to 21620 Highway 117 in Eider for the Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District.
The Dade County School System continues to put the safety of students first. That's why the Love the Bus Elementary campaign rolls on. Love the Bus is designed to teach students the importance of safety, respect, and proper bus etiquette. As we continue to enhance efforts of safety for our students, we'd like to have you as part of our team. If you're considering a career as a bus driver, call the Dade County Schools Transportation Department at 706-657-7053 today. Part-time hours with full-time benefits as a bus driver for the Dade County School System.
Can you gig it? Oh, yes, you can. We know you've been waiting for a long time, and now Tennessee Valley Net is bringing it to you. Gigabit internet service now available in certain areas of Dade County. Not just fast, super fast internet service now available from Tennessee Valley Net. People are talking, I mean really smiling about gig speed internet available in limited areas from Tennessee Valley Net. Call today at 706-657-4367 or log on at tvn.net and see if gig speed is available where you are. We know you'll gig it from Tennessee Valley Net.
The great specials continue this week at BBS Salvage Grocery at the Gross Shopping Center. Find Best Choice Hot Cocoa, $1. Brand name DVDs, only $3. Hershey's Chocolate Milk Booster, just $1. Campbell's Tomato Soup, 10-ounce cans, 2 for $1. All fall and Christmas decor, 50% off. It's all this week at BBS Salvage Grocery, open Monday through Saturday in the Gross Shopping Center, Trenton.
We're back again, and this is kind of a different segment. I really want to push how important it is with sign language for you to see the body language. This guy has a great story. John Barr, of course, will be asking my questions for me, and I know a little bit, but I'm not comfortable. I know she was back here, and she talks with them pretty good, but it's been so long since I've used sign language that I'm almost nervous. If I'm by myself, I'm okay, but when I'm in front of people that really know what they're doing, it's kind of scary. So, so John, I'm gonna let you introduce, and I want to hear his story.
All right, this is Alan Snare. He is from Pennsylvania, and he's deaf. He grew up deaf, and so maybe we could just tell us a little bit about your life, like your family. How many deaf people in your family? I'm the only one. I'm the only deaf person. Yeah, okay. So your family knows sign language? No. Well, how did you communicate? We wrote. But my sister and brother, they learned to spell, so we did ABCs. It took a long time to talk A, B, C, D.
Is that how they taught him to write? Is just
so how did your family teach you to write? In sign language, yeah, they did English, and I do sign language. So
do you read lips?
How did you learn to write? Was it in school? Where? In school? In the Philadelphia School for the Deaf.
Okay.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when you were in the School for the Deaf, was that every day you'd go and come back and go and come back? No, I'd stay in the. I'm sorry. Say it again. Oh, in the holidays I'd come back at home.
So you lived there. Okay.
Yeah, I did live in school in Philadelphia, but then, my home was 4 hours away, so we'd come home. It was 4 hours.
Wow.
So I'd go back home for holidays, I'd go back to the school for the deaf and stay there through the school year. But just on holidays, I'd come home.
Wow, wow.
So you didn't see your family a lot. No. 9 months I'd be there. 3 months I'd be together with my family just during the summertime.
Wow.
Yeah, very interesting. So in the School for the Deaf, did all the people there sign? Yeah, yeah. We got along really well in sign language. I forget the voice because I'm understanding.
But I kind of like when you do that because I'm trying to see if I can figure it out.
I forgot to voice what you were saying. I was going, yeah. All right.
So did he meet his wife there?
No. How'd you meet her? Okay. Well, I was in the deaf ministry, and I went out west, and I was there in Colorado, and so I met her there in Colorado. He was actually preaching a meeting for the deaf there in Colorado.
Oh, wow.
And one of the people that came forward and trusted Christ and got saved was this girl, Debbie. And he started dating, and he married her. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So your family now, tell me about your family. Do you have any kids? 3 children. The oldest daughter is hearing, and she knows sign language. And then I have 2 boys, and they're deaf. And all are married now. My daughter has 3 kids, and the oldest, my granddaughter, the oldest daughter is hearing, but the second granddaughter is deaf.
Wow.
And so on the third one, the grandson is hearing as well. But everybody knows sign language. And my youngest one got married a hearing person, and learned, very skilled in sign language. And so she and the kids go to school and
just like everybody else.
Like other people, yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, the church in school, did he go to church on the weekends while he was living there?
No.
So how did you get in the deaf ministry?
Oh, okay. Well, I finished deaf school, and then I got saved, and then God called me to go to Bible school, so I went to Tennessee Temple for 4 years and learned there, took my Bible classes, and then I became a deaf pastor.
Wow.
And so when did you start, when you became a deaf pastor, when?
Yeah.
What year? 1971 to 75 I graduated, and then I became a deaf pastor, and went to Texas.
Yeah.
And
now, he says he got saved. Did he read the Bible and get that himself, or there was a church?
Well, I was at my home in Pennsylvania, in a hearing church that didn't have a deaf ministry. A pastor there was concerned about me. He asked Bill Rice from Bill Rice Ranch to come and preach a revival meeting there. So he called me and asked me to come, and so I went and I saw an interpreter. His wife was interpreting. That was the first time I'd ever seen an interpreter in church. And so then they asked me, "Did you ask Jesus into your heart?" I said, "No." And so Dr. Bill, the third, explained to me very clearly about salvation. I understood, and I trusted Christ. That's when I got saved.
That is amazing.
So the first time you saw an interpreter in church, how old were you? 20. Before that, my family, they'd go to church. My mother would always take me to church, but I didn't have an interpreter. So I'd just sit and look around. All my life growing up, that's what I did. I'd see the pictures, but I didn't know what they meant. And so then when I graduated, I came back. Then when that other church called me to go, and that was really the first time I'd ever seen an interpreter in church. Isn't that amazing?
That is.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So was Silent Word Ministry already formed when he came here?
Well, okay. When I heard about Silent Word Ministries, I was a pastor, full-time pastor of the deaf in Pennsylvania, and then later God called me to become a missionary to the deaf. And so at that time I contacted Silent Word. It was already here in Trenton, and then they invited me to join as a missionary. That was 19 years ago, 1998. So, and I've been a missionary to the deaf since then.
Wow, that's awesome.
So you travel around different places, yeah? Been in 10 different countries, traveling, preaching, yeah. So, is sign language the same in other countries?
That was my next.
Some of the countries it is the same, but some are very different sign language. So I have to have an interpreter. So I have to have an interpreter into their sign language.
Okay, so like from American Sign Language to Universal Sign Language.
No, each, some of the countries are the same,
Right.
but each country, each country has their own different sign language.
Is there any sign that is universal? A couple? Like bathroom?
Yeah, no, that's not really the same. No. We know a story. There was a friend of ours, his name is Bob Van Sant, and his sign language here in America is this.
Okay.
So he went to Ukraine, and so he was there in Ukraine, and a friend of ours went over there, and a deaf kid was going, and so our friend was saying, over there, and they looked, saw the person, they said, no, that was the sign for bathroom in Ukraine.
Oh, wow, yeah. So, I learned it.
Very different, yeah. But I love you, is that the same? That's the same around the country, I love you.
Okay.
And in Mexico, this word for salvation is like that. Instead of being saved like this, like that.
It's together.
Yeah.
Oh,
to pick you up
I
and
like
hold
that.
you up.
I think I like that better.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that looks, yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, the story that he told us in class is...
Which story is that?
There was...
He said, which one was that? He said,
I think it's kind of everything that we've touched on here.
Yeah.
Is it easier for the kids to get into school and learn now than it was when he was growing up?
Like, you mean deaf kids?
Yeah.
It's the sign language is yeah, it's better now than before. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. How old were you when you started school?
7.
7. Okay. So okay.
I got in school. I didn't know sign language at that time. At the time, I tried to
Right.
read lips. Boy, that was tough. That was really tough.
There's a girl there that reads lips really well that works at Walmart. What was her name?
Vicky.
Yes.
Vicky. Yeah, Vicky. She knows. She reads lips real well.
You would never know she was deaf. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and some deaf people can read lips, but very few can read lips really skillfully. Many can read lips some. Some things are easy to understand, but to really be clear is hard.
Years ago, I worked at Walmart, and I worked in customer service. And there was a deaf couple that used to come in all the time, and they would just hand them a receipt. The people behind the desk couldn't speak sign language, so they would just give them their money back. Well, I was working one day when they came in, and I came up to ask if I could help them in sign language. Their eyes bugged out of their head, turned around and walked away.
Were they deaf, or were they really hearing, trying to fool it?
They were deaf, but I wasn't just going to give them their money back. Yeah. They could pull it, yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
you know.
there's a sign in sign language called communication breakdown.
Okay.
Yeah, take two C hands, one like that, and just drop it down like that. And sometimes that helps deaf people.
Yeah, they didn't come back when I was there. And then I worked for Food Max, and we had a program where a deaf school came into work, and I got to do all of their interviews. So that was really fun, you know, and just made me happy, you know. Now, I had to train the whole store that when we paged them over the intercom, that someone had to tap them on the shoulder and tell them what to do. So, yeah.
We have a friend that's he's deaf. He has 11 deaf kids. He has 11 deaf kids.
I bet that's a loud house.
It's a loud house, but the wife is deaf, the husband is deaf, everybody's deaf. And so, but can you imagine, you know, if you have deaf kids and you want to call them for supper, you have to go find them. Tap on, it's tough, okay.
Yeah.
Or you have to put lights in their rooms.
Right. I often wondered about deaf parents with a child about hearing. I can hear my child cry and know they need something. You know.
So how do deaf parents, how do you know your child needs something? You can look at them, or they do have lights that will flash if they're crying.
Okay. But when his kids were little, did they have that?
Yeah, we had that at that time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Cody, are we about ready for a break? Are we good? All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then John Barr is going to come sign a story, and I'm going to try to read it, to voice it for him. Yeah. Right. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
All right. Thank you, guys, and we'll be right back.
As we count our bountiful blessings, the Board of Directors and employees of the Dade County Water and Sewer Authority would like to stop and say thank you. We wish you the happiest of Christmas seasons as you celebrate with your family. Merry Christmas from the Dade Water and Sewer Authority.
When you need a licensed plumber, call Stacy Ledwell and the staff at Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Mr. Rooter provides your home or business with advanced solutions using high-tech equipment. Our commitment to customer satisfaction shines through in our personalized service. When you schedule an appointment, our professionals will dedicate time to explain the work that has to be done. Our staff will give you upfront pricing, so you'll know exactly what's involved before any work begins. We even pump septic tanks and do new construction on houses. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Call Stacy Ledwell today to set up an appointment at 256-574-4710. Delivering top-quality primary health care locally. We are Northeast Alabama Health Services. With 7 locations, there's one near you. Scottsboro, Section, North Sand Mountain and Higdon, Skyline, Woodville, Fife, and Fort Payne. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and of course your private insurance. If you're unemployed, low income, or have a high copay or deductible, you may also qualify for a reduced rate office visit as low as $16. Ask about our free medication program, and ladies, you may qualify for a free or reduced rate mammogram. Dental referrals for our patients with tooth removal and fillings for only $15. Putting your health concerns first, we're Northeast Alabama Health Services. Cervical cancer screenings now available at Northeast Alabama Health Services.
At First Southern State Bank, putting you first is our priority. First with convenience, with branches in 6 great communities: Fort Payne, Rainsville, Scottsboro, Higdon, and our Stevenson office now recently enlarged and remodeled. First with our friendly, experienced staff, always helpful and ready to serve. And first with our mobile on-the-go banking. Our mobile app is fantastic, user-friendly, secure, and free. So whether it's online or in person, you're our first priority at First Southern State Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Methamphetamine affects everyone, your neighbors, your friends, and even your family.
Know the signs.
Physical symptoms include you may have extreme difficulty sleeping and even insomnia, and you may lose your appetite.
Know the signs. Please know the signs.
You can seem nervous and anxious and even have paranoia.
Know the signs.
Overheat easily and sweat without even being hot.
Know the signs.
Dilated pupils and even hair loss.
Know the signs.
Hallucinations and delusions. And you can also have tachycardia, which is a rapid heart rate.
Know the signs.
You may have liver damage and loss of skin elasticity.
Know the signs.
You may notice unexplained financial instability and social isolation.
Know the signs.
You may have a false sense of euphoria, coupled with a strong depression and even risky behavior, legal trouble, memory loss, and repeated incarceration.
Please know the signs. Unfortunately, we do.
Okay, so we're going to try something, and I'm going to get Cody to come out here too whenever he gets started. Good. Not right. You just wait to make sure we get him lined up good. He's going to tell a story, and can we take the banner off the bottom for just this segment? There we go. Oh wow, I shouldn't have said that. So
surprises happen.
Right. So he's going to tell a story. Me and Cody are going to voice this story for him, and Evan and Mike's here. If they want to do it, that would be great too. But I want people you to understand, everybody out there to understand how expressive this is. And you can really tell what's being said by their face, by their emotions, by their actions. So we're going to let you get started. I'm going to step off, and I guess you'll come this way just a little bit. There we go.
Give it a shot here.
All right.
Okay, I'll just set this up a little bit.
Set it up.
It's a story of kind of between a deaf and a hearing person. So the first person you'll see will be hearing.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Are
All right,
you
here
ready?
we go.
Okay. Are you ready to voice?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, here we go. All right.
So I was driving and driving and driving, and I saw someone hitchhiking. So I pulled over. Come on in, come on in. He said, I can't hear you. So I just motioned to him, come on in. He got in and sat down. And couldn't talk to him, so I just kept driving, and started getting tired, getting sleepy, I had to pull over. I couldn't drive no more. I said, do you want to drive? Can you drive?
Do you have a license?
Do you have a license? There we go. Do you have a license? And he showed it. He does have a driver's license. Awesome. So they swapped seats. He said, fine. Swap seats. So the deaf guy's driving. The hearing guy fell asleep. So he's driving. Looking at the guy asleep. He keeps driving. He saw a sign that said 55. He thought, there's nobody around. We'll go a little bit faster. And he starts speeding. He's going really fast. Cars were flying by. He's just flying. He's driving. There's a rear view mirror. There's lights in the rear view mirror. Oh no, oh no. All right. Okay, so he pulled over. There's a cop. Walks up to the car. He's got his hat on and tells him he needs his information. He says, I can't hear. He says, okay. I'll tell you what. So the hearing guy looks at him and sees what's going on, and the deaf guy says, hang on. He says, I can't hear you. And the cop says, okay. Slow down. Slow down. The guy says, okay, gotcha. We'll slow down. All right, all right. So we let him go. He gets back on the road and takes off, and he's riding, and so the hearing guy kind of keeping an eye on him and says, all right, my turn. We need to swap seats. He said, okay, that's fine. So they swapped. Seats. And the deaf guy said, I got this. The hearing guy says, I got this. So he's driving. He's awake now, and he's driving, and he thinks, if that worked for him, should work for me. So he matches it, starts speeding. He's flying. Cars are passing by, just flying by. He's getting it. He's driving. And uh-oh, blue lights in the rear view. So he pulls over and he thinks, I got an idea. He says, I got this. The cop walks up, and he's got his hat on, and he looks in the window and starts talking to the guy, and he says, I can't hear you. The cop says,
that's okay, my brother's deaf.
I think that is like the greatest thing ever. So
Yeah, that's what you call it. It's a deaf joke, and deaf people like to pick on this hearing deaf idea. There are many stories that they tell like that.
That is just awesome.
Yeah.
And like I told you, I had worked with Hannah, and I told her, I said, have you ever just wanted to act deaf to somebody? Because you know sign language. She said, yeah, but when somebody stomps their foot, I'll look.
Yep.
Or somebody claps their hands, I'll look. And that's
a way.
an instinct that's hard to get away from. Come this way.
Yeah.
It's an instinct that's hard to get away from, that when we hear a noise, we look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard for a hearing person to fake being deaf.
Yeah. They actually test babies when they're born. They test to see if they're hearing or deaf, so they can do early intervention if they need to. Get them learning sign language. The earlier a person learns sign language, the better they can communicate.
Yeah.
Alan was telling us about his deaf granddaughter.
Right.
And she was at the Silent Word office one day, and we were having this some sort of fellowship, and so that's the reason she was there. And she was just walking around, being real cute and everything. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to see what she knows. Right. Now, she was like, I think 18 months old. Alan's here watching this story. So I think she was about 18 months old. And so I said, and I looked at her and I said, okay, over here. And I showed her a flower.
Okay.
And I pointed to the flower and said, and she looked at me. You know, I said, you know, because she's only 18 months. She's just toddling around, a little bitty thing. And so she looked up and she went, I went, yeah. And she went, oh, like that, you know. And then I showed her something else, a door, I think it was, and showed her the sign for door, and she said, yeah, you know, and everybody was really excited. So by this time, everybody's watching this. And this little girl, 18 months old, starts walking around the office, and she's going, what's
Want
that?
to know what it
What's
is.
that? What's that? What's that? And she just walked, and we were having a conversation with this little toddler.
It is so much easier than learning to talk. To me, it's amazing because it's visual and they can see. And the way my teacher...
Well, she had sign language from when she was born.
That's all she knew.
So she knew sign language all the way up. So
I had a boyfriend in high school, and both of his parents were deaf. So he was a hearing child born in a deaf home.
Mm-hmm.
And at 6 months old, you know, he could say mom and dad and little things. And we used to get in trouble all the time because he would sit on one end of the class and I was teacher's aide on the other end of the class, and we'd sit here and talk back and forth. And, you know, the kids would say, you know, hey, teach, they're talking. Well, I don't hear nothing. So we'd let it cool
But they
back
were
down,
talking.
and then we'd start talking again, you know. But it's amazing how young, you know. I was deaf in my right ear till I was 9 years old.
Okay.
So I think that's, and as I was saying earlier, I think that's why I kind of picked up on it a little bit easier.
You have a desire for it more, and you understand what that's like.
Yeah, I had, with the class that I took in school, I had a couple come in when I was working at Hardee's, and I saw them signing when they walked in the door, and I thought, all right, here's my chance, you know. And they walked to the counter, and I asked him, I said, you know, can I help you? And he said, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, for what? And he said, it makes a deaf person feel good to know that a hearing person cared enough to learn their language.
Sure. Yeah, even if it's a little bit.
And that was a life changer for me.
Sure, yeah. We had somebody come to our sign language class at Silent Words several years ago, and they were working at Cracker Barrel. And so a deaf couple came in, and this waitress said, watch this, folks. And all the other waiters and waitresses were watching, and she went up and took their order in sign language. And they had to work through it a little bit because she just took a real basic class.
Right.
But she did a great job.
I mean,
and the deaf couple was, you know, very appreciative of that.
Yeah, and that every now and then you have the one, because we had one guy that was a bagger, and the deaf person had asked on a piece of paper what aisle something was on, and he was going like aisle, you know, and they kind of got frustrated with him because, but that's everybody.
Yeah,
you know? I've never had a negative response about it. I've only had them want to teach. And make it even better.
Yeah, a deaf person around a hearing, and they're all around hearing people all the time. But it's like if we went to another country and we didn't know the language of that country.
Right.
But it's even not quite the same because we can hear, so we can relate to our surroundings. Where a deaf person may not be able to do that.
I was talk about it being expressive. I can remember one thing I remember in school is my teacher told me that the signs look like the words, and once you start learning, they really do. Because she said, "Have you ever got mad at somebody and just say concentrate?"
Yeah.
What's the sign for concentrate?
Pay attention, concentrate. Yeah.
Yeah. So they really do, and that makes it a lot easier. We have a few minutes left here. What's something we can teach? Merry Christmas.
Oh, okay. Merry Christmas. Okay. Put your left hand like this, and then these are English signs. Okay, because we don't have it in ASL. So take an M sign and go like that.
Merry.
That's an M. Yeah, kind of like that, and go like that. And the reason that's merry is because Christmas is this way.
Okay.
Christmas is that way.
Christmas.
Yeah.
So you do
Merry
the M.
Christmas. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Is his face? His beard?
The big beard, Santa Claus.
Okay.
Yeah.
The beard.
Yeah.
Okay. Angel.
Angel. Tap your shoulders and flap your wings.
Flap your wings.
Yeah. Yeah,
See,
you get to be an angel just that long.
They look like the signs, right? And then
many
King?
of them do. King is a K hand. It looks like this, and you put that on your left shoulder and you bring it down to your right waist. It shows that sash that a king would wear, or like a queen.
So you do queen.
Yeah.
If you were a prince, would it be?
A P hand like that. And then what would it be for princess?
What would it be? A female?
Yeah, you'd have to say girl
or girl.
Prince.
Okay.
Well, and actually, if you were distinguishing the prince from the princess, then you would say the boy this
Right.
and the girl.
And I always
this.
remember boy wears a hat, so boys
Boys-
on the top,
Yep.
and
And
girls,
the girls
on
down
the
here.
bottom.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. Was there anything you want to get out there real quick?
Well,
January
do
9th?
come for the sign language class. It's a free class. It's in January, the 15th through the 19th. Every night, just call the Silent Word Ministries office, 657-8000, and you can sign right up.
I'll
There's a
have this at the chamber.
Yep, there's a $5 book fee. That's all that's associated with it. The class, the payment, there's no charge for the instructor or the class. Love to have you.
Thank you so much. This
Thank
has
you.
been one of my most memorable shows because
Well, I'm
this
glad
is
we got
so
to come.
important. This is another little big thing in Dade County.
Yeah.
And
Dade County is an awesome place.
It's great.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You've been watching Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of staff nor the management of KWN Community TV Channel 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Join us every week for another edition of Around Town on KWN TV 7.